kind of a little bit of, we feel the necessity of it, because I think the communities are not really functioning anymore. The persons, the human beings are lonely. So the only thing you can do is that you turn inside and you look what's inside, and then with that you connect to others.
Money, a commodity used for economic exchange. From person to person, country to country. It's called trade. And wherever there's money, there's a story. Money Talks on TRT World.
Excited to see the next technological breakthrough.
We landed on Mars.
Everyone should have the right to an education.
Less talking, more action.
A cure for cancer
is an issue that is very close to all.
Plus de respect pour everyone, men and
women. My head is all I need. To end the war on terror. Extinguishing family poverty.
A better understanding of mental health. Mejor comida en las escuelas para los Gmail president of the US.
To end the war on terror. The revolution.
You're watching TRT World. I'm Ayça Aydoğdu with a summary of our main news. Turkish authorities believe prominent Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi has been killed. That's according to two sources who've spoken to the Reuters news agency. The Turk Arab Media Association says the journalist wasn't only killed, he was dismembered and taken out of the consulate. Saudi Arabia has dismissed the murder allegations. The Turkish president says he's closely following the investigation into Khashoggi's disappearance.
I believe that in this world, and especially in our country, the people who love and support freedom of speech will follow up on the incident. As president of the country, I'm also following the investigation process. We will disclose the results of the investigation to the world very soon.
China says the president of Interpol, who has been missing for 2 weeks, is under investigation for possible criminal activity. Meng Hongwei disappeared on September 25th, shortly after arrival in his home country. China's new anti-corruption body said that Meng is suspected of violating the law and is currently under the monitoring and investigation. Meng's wife says her husband sent her an image of a knife before he disappeared. She says it was to warn her he was in danger. The two front-runners in Brazil's presidential race, Fernando Haddad and Jair Bolsonaro, have both cast their votes. Other than choosing a new president, millions of voters will also be electing members of the lower house of Congress and the Senate, as well as governors and lawmakers for all 27 states. Polls have closed in Bosnia and Herzegovina's election. More than 3 million voters are eligible to cast ballots to choose the 3 members of the country's presidency. 1 member is a Bosniak and 1 a Croat and another a Serb. But many believe the country's dire unemployment and corruption problems could be worsened by ethnically divisive rhetoric. 20 people have been killed in a car crash in upstate New York. The accident began with a collision between a limo and another vehicle. The limo then crashed into a crowd at the Apple Barrel Country Store, a popular spot for tourists. 18 of the dead were in the limo and 2 others were bystanders. The investigation of the accident is still ongoing. The news continues on TRT World after Newsmakers.
An old friend of mine. That's why my expectation.
The research center will continue to look at the data. Analysis shows what changes actually occurred as time passed by. These findings can be useful for post-disaster reconstruction.
Turkish authorities say they believe a prominent Saudi journalist has been killed in his country's consulate in Istanbul. Jamal Khashoggi was critical of the Saudi government. He left his country last year saying he feared retaliation. He entered the consulate in Istanbul last Tuesday to pick up marriage documents, but never came out. Turkish authorities say they think he was killed inside the building, with the body moved later. They say 15 Saudi nationals arrived in Istanbul on the day Khashoggi went missing, entering the consulate, then leaving Turkey immediately afterwards. The authorities believe this group was involved in the murder. Saudi officials have called the allegations baseless. The incident is likely to further strain ties between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. The two countries are divided over relations with Iran. Interpol is asking Chinese authorities for information about its missing president. Meng Hongwei is a citizen of China. The International Criminal Police Organization wants answers. Japan's Amisa Kitano won the gold medal in the women's 200-meter freestyle swimming event for athletes with intellectual impairment. The 15-year-old clocked in at 2 minutes 17.66 seconds. It was Japan's first gold in this year's games. Japanese wheelchair tennis player Yui Kamiji also got off to a good start. The world's #2 player faced an Indonesian player in the first round. With her precise serves and shots, Kamiji gained the upper hand from the start. She won 2 straight sets and advanced to the quarterfinals.
I'm going for a gold medal. I'll adjust my play for the next match.
The winners of the men's and women's singles will qualify for the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. Tokyo food wholesalers are on the move. They're busy packing up and moving their operations from world-famous Tsukiji to a new location. The wholesale market closed Saturday after 83 years in business. A huge amount of goods and equipment has to be moved to the new facility by Wednesday. That includes 2,600 small vehicles and forklifts. They're using a road being built between the two sites that's been opened temporarily. A steady stream of vehicles made their way along the route Sunday morning.
Things will be very different at the new market, but I enjoy taking on this tough challenge.
The new market opens Thursday in the Toyosu area. A painting by the artist Banksy was destroyed by a hidden shredder after it was auctioned at Sotheby's in London.
Selling for $860.
Just moments after it was sold for nearly $1.4 million, the canvas started running through a shredder embedded in the frame. Girl with Balloon was used for a campaign against a war in Syria. Banksy posted a video of the incident on his Instagram account. Sotheby's and the successful bidder are discussing how to deal with the situation. Banksy is